Hello, everyone. It is Janelle Stewart here from Pairings Making an Investment, and I am so happy to see all of you today. I'm just trying to make sure my volume is up so you could hear me, and I just wanted to share with you all. Can you hear me? Great. I just wanted to share with you all a little Proverbs I was reading today in the book of Proverbs 23, verse 33. I believe it's 33, yes. And it goes like this: Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, and a little folding of the hands to sleep. And sometimes I think just life in itself causes us to have this mentality to want everything done right away, to want to reach goals right away, to want to be successful right away, to want our kids to become successful right away, and to pretty much be potty trained right away, and to be disciplined right away, and to learn everything right away. And unfortunately, it doesn't always seem to work that way in the real world, called parenting. And so I just wanted to encourage us all today not to lose sight and not to lose hope, because with so much going on, there is that urgency to get this done and to want things to happen, especially when you have become teachers overnight, right? And so you want to be able to get your child focused and to implement structure and to get them to do this remote learning and to get them to understand, the material. So also at the same time, you can work and do what you need to do. But just like birds, when they're building a nest, they don't, they only can gather one stick at a time. And they only get one stick at a time, one twig at a time, and they take the time and they build bit by bit. They do it bit by bit. And they're so disciplined, those creatures are so disciplined that they will continue and just persist and just continue at it until they've completed the task. And so it is the same thing that we need to discipline ourselves with in parenting, and not only in parenting, but even in this journey called life. Even as a parent, we need to sometimes apply that mentality bit by bit. And whatever that you're going to start out doing, I just want to encourage you today. Don't get overwhelmed. Whether you decide to do exercise, do it bit by bit. One run for probably half a block, and you will see over time that that will increase. You start at 10 jumping jacks until you reach up to 20 jumping jacks. And then next, you're doing 25 jumping jacks, and then 30, and so on and so forth. And before you know it, when you look back at where we started, you will be so surprised because you disciplined yourself to stay at it, to stay the course. And it's in those moments that you feel successful. It's in those moments that you get the reward, and the outcome is, worth it. And then we apply that to other things in our life, like parenting. And no, your child might not learn everything and will not learn everything overnight, but just do it bit by bit. Implement one thing, and not to say one area of learning a day, but you might have to implement that one area and stay with that every day for that week, every day for the next week, every day for the week after that, for 3 weeks, every day for 21 days. And until they are disciplined, and you just do things bit by bit. And I find that when you do these things, there's more success in it for your children and for you. And it's not as overwhelming. It's not as stressful. It's not overwhelming. It's not overbearing. And it's so funny because I was saying this same thing that I'm saying now to my children. And I was reminiscing with them, but believe it or not, they might not even remember because they're still so young. But I share with them how, you know, we remember my husband and I, and their attention span was only just a minute. I kid you not. We would take our choices and it was just only for a minute. And it was just like, okay, what else are we going to do? And we'd have to have different things lined up or different choices to move them to, because even though we wanted them to stay at it a little bit longer, but their attention span was only for a minute because they were so little. But over time, as we still provided the activities and the structure and the learning space and consistency, they bit by bit, their attention span grew. When we read books, we read short books. And I was just saying this to them. We picked short books because after a few minutes, they were not interested anymore. And so then why read a big book to them? Because their attention span was like this big. And so bit by bit, as their attention span built, then we were able to read longer books. Their attention to the story and the kept within following the storyline was able to increase. And now, like we share with them, they're able to now read independently for 20 minutes. And first they were reading independently for 5 minutes, and then it moved to 10 minutes, and then 15. And now they're able to independently read for 20 minutes at a time and to stay focused on what they're reading. 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and it all depends on what their level of interest is in it. But bit by bit, they were able to do this to where they are now. And so moms, dads, supporting adults, just want to encourage everyone today, parents on a whole, people, humans, whoever you are today. I just want to encourage you that bit by bit, you will make it. You will get there. It's the same thing with wanting our kids to clean their room. Bit by bit, it will happen for them. It's the same thing with saving. If you want and you have a hard time saving, just start putting a little bit by little bit aside. And before you know it, you will have had disciplined yourself to save so much, and to even put aside for your car, even to put aside for your home, even to put aside for your wedding, like what I did. And so therefore, I just wanted to come on here and encourage whoever it is today, anyone today, to just do it bit by bit. Just one step at a time. That's all it takes. And even if you don't fulfill the next step that you really wanted to do, complete that next goal, whether it's to do 10 more jumping jacks today, it's okay. Stay with where you're at and move bit by bit. But the important thing is to continue and not to stop. And you might slow down, and that's okay too. But as long as you continue and you don't stop and just do it bit by bit. So whatever your goal is, whatever you feel like you're not successful at and you want to be successful at, start today. Whether it's reading, start today a little bit at a time until you are more disciplined. And that is when we'll find the reward in being and doing and reaping the results of doing it bit by bit. And that's where the success is. In parenting, in taking care of ourselves to be a better version of ourselves, and helping our children to become successful. And so I want to invite you to, if you haven't already, to subscribe below and to share this video and to like it. But most importantly, I want you to know that I'm here for you. And so if you need someone to help you with those things I was talking about, with the structure and helping our kids to do things bit by bit, reach out to me. You can send me a message on here, or also you can send me an IG message as well, or an email at janellestewart@parentsmakinganinvestment.com. And so I can be of help to you if you are feeling that you don't know where to begin. I would like to help you. And don't forget to just start bit by bit. Thank you and be blessed today.